Big story today, which is that Amritpal Singh, the self-proclaimed Khalistani, continues to be on the run. This is the fifth day of the manhunt against him. His Khalistan agenda has been rejected by the state, and a panel was also formed as to whether or not the holy Saroop or the holy book of the Sikhs, the Guru Granth Sahib, can be taken to protest sites, and suggestions were sought by members of that particular panel. Now, a majority of the members of that panel have condemned the carrying of the Saroop to the protest site, and a final call is yet to be taken on that report that's been submitted by that panel. Remember, the Akal Takht, which is supposed to be the highest temporal authority within the Sikh community, had formed a panel to decide on this matter, and there is a prevailing view within a certain section of that committee that the carrying of the Guru Granth Sahib to protest sites is absolutely condemnable. Let's listen into some reactions तरफ का.
विचार जो थे उसको सीलबंद किया. जो हमारे एसजीपीसी के प्रेसिडेंट हैं एडवोकेट हरजिंदर सिंह धामी, उन्होंने सीलबंद कर दिया. तो हमने वो रिपोर्ट जो है 12 मार्च को श्री अकाल तख्त साहिब जाकर जथेदार हरप्रीत सिंह जी को सौंप दी थी. बहुत लोगों ने अपने अपने सुझाव दिए थे. जो प्रोमिनेंट सिख पर्सनैलिटीज़ हैं, जैसे एसजीपीसी के प्रेसिडेंट हैं, दिल्ली गुरुद्वारा मैनेजमेंट कमेटी के प्रेसिडेंट हैं, सभी ने रिटर्न में हमें सुझाव दिए थे. तो दो तरह के विचार थे. एक विचार था कि गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी वहाँ जैसे लेकर गए हैं नहीं जाने चाहिए. तो कई लोग के ये विचार थे. तो जो इतिहास है, इतिहास में जब भी कोई भीड़ पड़ती है तो आप गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी का ओट आसरा लेते हो. तो ज़्यादा सुझाव ये थे कि गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी के आगे अरदास करो, और जो भी कोई मोर्चा लगाना है, कोई बात करनी है तो फिर आगे करो. ये अधिकार उनका है कि उन्होंने वो रिपोर्ट को, उनकी सिफारिशें कैसे लागू करनी है, क्या ऐलान करना.
Well, we're currently being joined by Nikunj Garg as well as Gurpreet Singh Cheena. But Gurpreet, coming to you first, this is of course following what happened in Ajnala last month, where Amritpal Singh and his aides had surrounded or gherawed a police station very close to Amritsar and used the Guru Granth Sahib, which is the holy book of the Sikh community, pretty much as a shield. And now there are certain members who are part of this committee who've come out and condemned the use of the Guru Granth Sahib for such purposes.
Well, first of all, let me make it very clear. Akal Takht Sahib is the supreme body in Sikh community. They have already set up a committee, and they have already asked the various people of various religious communities and specifically to come up with the version that how do you see this whole event which has taken place in Ajnala. As the supreme body of Sikh community, Akal Takht Sahib has already set up a committee where they have got all the opinion from the other bodies to find out that what guidelines should be laid for the in future, so that whether Shri Guru Granth Sahib should be carried in the protest and other sides also, so that all the guidelines they are going to issue, and they have already taken the opinion from the various committee which has been set up in Punjab. So let's see that what will Shri Akal Takht Sahib is going to declare on the guidelines. As of now, what we have learned from the committee members, one of the coordinator who has interacted with Times Now, he says that maximum people they are disagree the way Shri Guru Granth Sahib is being taken to Ajnala police station. So let's wait for the committee final outcome, what they are going to give a guidelines, and how Shri Akal Takht Sahib is going to react on the committee's recommendation which has been submitted by the various members of the committee.
Of course, the final report is yet to be out. Let me, in fact, go across to Times Network's managing editor, Nikunj Garg, for more on this. Nikunj, take us a bit through the process in terms of this committee having been formed to look into whether or not the Guru Granth Sahib can, in fact, be taken to protest sites. It appears that there is an attempt being made by the highest temporal authority within the Sikh community to ensure that incidents like Ajnala are not repeated, and that the holy book of the Sikh community is not misused.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. The thought behind this entire exercise is quite clearly that the highest temporal body, which is also the religious body. See, Sikhism in that sense is more like Christianity, where till a very, very long time, the seat of power also was a religious seat, which was the Pope. And Sikhism also has a unique tradition called Miri Piri, which intertwines in a way the religious and the temporal power. So Akal Takht has a greater responsibility, and because they have a greater responsibility, they are playing it very cautiously. In the past, remember, Siddharth, that marching Sikh armies have certainly fought under the shadow of the holy book, the Granth Sahib, and therefore there is some consternation that even if a cause is being touted as a religious cause, can the shield of the Guru Granth Sahib be taken by individuals like Amritpal Singh, who have certainly transgressed the law of the land, which the Sikh bodies have never supported? So that is the consternation, and that is why the challenge, and that is what probably they are wanting to discern, that while you can move the Guru Granth Sahib for a holy cause, for a noble cause, for a cause which helps people, but certainly not for causes which have a vested agenda, like Amritpal Singh's cause, or the causes which can cause social unrest and harm a large section of people. Because remember, the Punjab government, the Punjab police, the society in Punjab have all been saying that this radical fringe is certainly not something that represents a larger Punjabi opinion, larger opinion of the Punjabi society, larger opinion of the Punjabi peasantry, and therefore they cannot be allowed to hijack with their radical ISI-backed agenda the mood and the opinion of the large Punjabi Sangat. And that is what I think the challenge for the Akal Takht is, and as Gurpreet said, that it's the supreme religious body, and whatever decision it will, whatever hukamnama, whatever edict it will pass, will certainly be in the larger interest of the community, while also protecting the religious sensitivities, the religious sentiment of the Sikh community.
Absolutely, Nikunj, and clearly the report of this committee, as and when it comes out and whatever final call it takes, will have a certain element of sanctity because it comes from a position of temporal authority within the Sikh community. Any idea, Nikunj, as to when this report is likely to in fact be out, or a final call taken on this? Because what we hear so far is a prevailing view within that committee. However, we're still waiting for the final word on this.
Well, absolutely. My sense is, common sense tells me to that, the Akal Takht would wait for the tempers to cool down a bit. Remember, the situation in the northern state is certainly not completely normal. And tempers are running high, though almost in a very small... I was in Punjab just 24 hours back, and it's not as if the normal life has been affected or impacted, but quite clearly the tempers are running high in certain sections, and quite clearly the law enforcement agencies have a challenge on their hands. And Akal Takht, being the supreme religious body, will always be seized of that sentiment and would not want to aggravate the situation in any which way at this point in time. However, my sense is that there will not be too much of delay in the issuance of this report, and we can certainly expect that by the time this month ends, this report should be put out by the Akal Takht in a manner which should be followed by all the people who profess their identity or their religious identity to the Sikh community.
Okay, many thanks, Nikunj, for that perspective, and also Gurpreet for your updates on this particular matter. The committee's report is yet to be out. It might take some time, but the prevailing view within that committee, at least for now, appears to be that the misuse of the Guru Granth Sahib, especially with regards to the kind of incident that we saw panning out in Ajnala last month, is something that is not acceptable to a large section within the Sikh community. We will, of course, stay focused on the manhunt that is currently on in the state of Punjab to nab Amritpal Singh. It's been 5 days of an extensive manhunt with 80,000 policemen combing different parts of the Punjab state. But Amritpal Singh, the self-styled Khalistani preacher, is still untraceable. There are 6 FIRs against him. The National Security Act charges have also been slapped against him, and a lookout notice also issued, and yet he's managed to give the Punjab police various looks, and wanted posters have now been put out by the Punjab police as they now hunt for Amritpal Singh, a self-proclaimed secessionist. Here's how On Times Now, we unravel his nefarious plot to break India. Times Now will show you how Amritpal wasn't just, in fact, delivering insightful speeches, but was raising his own armed militia called the Anandpur Khalsa Force. The initials of AKF were in fact stamped outside his residence. Bulletproof vests and even weapons have been recovered from several of his arrested aides.
अमृतपाल को लेकर लगातार सस्पेंस बना हुआ है। पंजाब पुलिस कह रही है कि अभी तक उनकी गिरफ्त में अमृतपाल नहीं आया है, जबकि परिवार का और उनके वकील का दावा है कि अमृतपाल को पंजाब पुलिस ने गिरफ्तार किया है, लेकिन पुलिस उसे जानबूझकर शो नहीं कर रही है। इस वक्त मैं जल्लूपुर खेड़ा गांव में हूं। ये अमृतपाल का गांव है और उसके घर के बाहर इस वक्त हम मौजूद हैं। ये अमृतपाल सिंह का घर है, वारिस पंजाब दे के प्रमुख अमृतपाल का घर है। और देखिए घर के बाहर बाकायदा AKF लिखा हुआ, यानी कि आनंदपुर खालसा फोर्स, जिसका जिक्र लगातार पंजाब पुलिस और केंद्रीय खुफिया एजेंसी कर रही है कि अमृतपाल दरअसल एक फोर्स तैयार कर रहा था, खालिस्तानी फोर्स, और इस AKF के नाम से तमाम हथियार और बुलेट प्रूफ जैकेट्स भी खरीदी गई थी, जो सामने भी आई हैं। बहरहाल अभी तक NIA अमृतपाल के घर नहीं पहुंची है।